Good morning, all. Myself, Pramila. So today I would like to, what do you say that, to express like what all the key takeaways from this session. Okay, so one is to understand what is the benefit the employer can have under this ELI scheme and how we can avail this benefit under this ELI scheme. So these are all the key takeaways from this session, which at the end of the session, the participants will be having it. And after that, having a look at the ELI scheme, we'll be having a glimpse of the key updates which we have during this month of July. Okay, and finally, we'll having the question answer session, wherein you can ask the questions related to the sessions we had today. Okay, so before moving to the session, I would like to understand the participants. Okay, so from which background you are. So this will give us an idea like who are all is participating in this session. Okay, so can we have a response from you for this poll, okay, which is coming to your screen?
Component and HR.
1 minute, please. 1 minute.
Hi, ma'am. I'm Akshya, HR department.
Yeah, 1 minute, 1 minute, 1 minute. You will be responding to the questions, okay? Just participate in the poll. Just a minute. Divya, can you help me out in this poll? Divya? Yeah. So give me few seconds, no? People are responding to the poll. So the employee size of the organization, between 1 to 100, we have around 8%. Sorry, it is increasing. Give me a few seconds. So most of the people are from HR background, followed by payroll and then compliance. Yes, yeah, good. And the nature of industry, I think maximum we have IT and ITS. And from manufacturing setup, followed by manufacturing setup. And others, 34%. I'm eager to understand who all the others. Obviously, we can understand ITS 43, manufacturing 22%, and others 35%. Yeah. And the employee strength. We have participants from the organization who have employee strength of between 1 to 100, 21%. And between 100 to 250, we have 21%. And 250 to 500, we have 20%. And 500 to 1000, we have 20%. And above 1000, we have 90%. That's a good show. Yeah. Thank you all. Thank you for participating in this poll. Is my screen is visible?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am.
1 minute. So thank you for participating in the poll. Okay, so I just want to make you understand like what is ELI. So ELI is something the government, they have announced in the last budget about this employment linked incentive. Okay, so what is the objective of having the scheme? Okay, so why the government has brought in the scheme is their ultimate aim is to create more jobs in the labor market. Okay, so ultimately what is their aim is to provide more youths job. Okay, so their expectation is at least within 2 years of span, they wish to create 3.5 crore jobs. And this job will provide employment opportunity for about 4.1 crore youths. Okay, so imagine how much the government is expecting from the, what do you say, that the manufacturing sector and the non-manufacturing sector to create more jobs in coming years. Okay, so to motivate the employers and even the freshers who are applying for the job, the government has come out with this employment linked incentive. Okay, so that is the ultimate aim. The link is to boost the employment by the employers and to encourage the first time the freshers to apply for the jobs. Okay, so basically this scheme is being divided into two segments. One is scheme A and one is scheme B. Okay, so the scheme A focuses on the incentive which can be provided for the first time employees. Okay, and the scheme B focuses on the incentive for the employers for creating jobs in the labor market. Okay, so ultimately this has go hand in hand, the freshers also to apply for the jobs, and the employer also should encourage the freshers to get employed in their organization. So to motivate these two, the government has come out with this incentive plan. Okay, so we'll just have a look at what is the objective. As I already told, it is to create new jobs, multiple jobs with multiple skill set. Okay, so that is the ultimatum, and to provide incentive for the first time employees. And what happens is once the employee is being provided with incentive, somewhere they are being retained in the job. Okay, and it increases the job. The once you create a multiple jobs with a multiple skill set, it increases the employment opportunities in the labor market. Okay, so that is the objective of the scheme. And effective period of implementation, so from which period onwards this scheme gets implemented is right from August, this coming August 1st. This will be started, and this will be extended till, this will be available till 31st of July 2027. So we have to make use of this scheme maximally before the scheme ends in before July 31st of July 2027. Okay, it's a good opportunity for the employees also and for the freshers also. So to avail this very fascinating scheme for both the first-time employees and the employers, there are a few criteria which they have to fulfill. Okay, so we'll just look at the part A. So who is eligible to have this scheme incentive under part A is like first-time employees. Okay, so the first-time employees, this should be their first employment. Okay, they should not be employed anywhere before. This should be the first-time employment for them, and the salary range, it can be from right from 10,000, sorry, below, it can be a maximum up to 1 lakh per month. Okay, so when you say salary, it's a gross earnings. Okay, so what is the incentive amount they can receive from the government is 1 month salary, 1 month wage, or up to rupees 15,000. So the 15,000 is the maximum benefit a fresher can get the incentive from the government. Okay, and part B. So what is the eligibility or what is the criteria as an employer they have to fulfill to have this incentive? Okay, so one is the employers, they can be from any sectors. Okay, they can be from non-manufacturing sector like IT is industries, any other service industry, or they can be from manufacturing setup. Okay, so government is especially giving much focus on the manufacturing setup. Okay, so here they can, if they hire an employee wherein their salary is maximum, they can be 1 lakh per month. Okay, so that is the slab, that is the maximum threshold limit the government has fixed. So maximum 1 lakh salary they can receive per month. So for those employees, for the additional recruitment of those employees, a minimum of rupees 1,000 to maximum of 3,000 the employer can receive in a month per employee. Okay, and how this incentive is being disbursed to the beneficiaries. Okay, so
Excuse me,
part A,
Premila, can we ask in between, please?
yeah, please, yeah, tell me.
Can you go to previous slide? The eligibility.
Can you know who is it? Can you just introduce yourself?
I am Raju Makwana. I'm in payroll compliance.
Okay.
So
Yeah, tell me.
here eligibility for part A, employee 15,000. Is it per month, every month, or once in a year?
Yeah, we'll look into the subsequent slides. Okay, so all your doubts will be clarified. I mean, when we completely go through the slides, you will get to know what is it exactly. Right?
Thank you. Thank you.
So I request all the participants, please note down your questions. You can post in the chat box. You are being given time to raise the questions. All your doubts will be clarified at the end of the session. So no worries, right? Thank you. Okay. So I was discussing about how this benefit is getting dispersed to all the beneficiaries. Okay. So regarding Part A of the schemes, Part A is the first-time employees. So how they get this benefit? Okay. So the 15,000 we are paying, that is the maximum amount. Not necessary that every employee, every freshers will be getting the 15,000. 15,000. Okay. So what is it? It is a 1 month wage or the 15,000. That is the maximum ceiling limit the government has fixed. Okay. So once they have joined the job, the first installment is being dispersed after the completion of 6 months period from the date of joining. Okay. So that is the first. And the second installment they will receive soon after completing the 12 months period, combined with completing a financial literacy program, which they have to go through. They have to complete this financial literacy program. They have to complete. So this is entirely conducted by the PF authorities through online. Okay, so it is completely administered by the PF authority. Okay, so the first installment happens once after completing the 6 months from the date of joining, and second installment is being dispersed after completing 12 months from the date of joining, combined with completing the financial literacy program that the PF authority conducts online. Okay. And what happens is the authority or the government is not dispersing the entire amount eligible for the employee. Okay. A portion is being kept on hold, which is being deposited in the fixed deposit. Okay. So for a specific period. Okay. So after that, later on, employee can retrieve that deposited amount. Okay. So how this payment is being made to the beneficiaries, like they have to have a bank account which is being linked with the Aadhaar. So directly the payment goes to their bank account. Okay. And Part B of the scheme. So what is the eligibility for an employer to have this incentive? Okay. So the benefit period, first we look into the benefit period. Okay. So the benefit period for the non-manufacturing sector is 2 years period. Okay. Whereas for the manufacturing sector, the government is giving a very, what do you say, that it seems to be very favor for the government, because they create huge number of job opportunities. So that's why they have extended this benefit period for the manufacturing sector for extra 2 years. So totally 4 years they can avail the benefit for the manufacturing sector. Okay. So here, once the employee recruits the employee, they have to retain at least for a period of 6 months period. Okay. So from the date of joining, they have to retain the employee for at least a 6 months period. Then only the incentive they found to be eligible to receive this incentive. Simultaneously, what they have to do is they have to increase their net employment. Okay. In the sense, they have to, for example, if the employee strength is the overall employee strength of an organization is less than 50, the employer should recruit at least 2 people in a month. Okay. So in a sustained manner. So then only they'll be eligible to receive the payment. And similarly, those organization which has an employee strength of 50 and above, they have to recruit at least 5 people in a month. Okay. So this should happen in a very sustained manner. So if the employee wants to receive the incentive in a sustained manner, this recruitment activity also has to happen in a continuous manner to become more eligible to receive the incentive in a sustained manner. Okay. So how the payment goes is like the payment account goes to the account which is being linked with the PAN. Okay. And the incentive which is going for the employer, they have fixed a slab. Okay. So they have fixed as EPF wage slab, like they have 3 different slabs. Okay. So one is if the recruited employee, his salary is up to 10,000. Okay. The employer will receive rupees 1,000 per month for that particular employee. Okay. And if the slab is between 10,000 to 20,000 rupees, 2,000 per month they will receive. And between 20,000 to 1 lakh, they can receive maximum incentive of rupees 3,000. Okay. So please note, it is EPF wage. Okay. Not wage. So here, this slide will provide or help us to understand different scenarios. Okay. So the first slide is explaining, providing you detail about the financial benefit an organization, which is a non-manufacturing sector, which has an employee strength of about 50. Okay. So for example, if as on July 31st, if the headcount is 250, okay, the organization should recruit at least 5 people in the month of August. Okay. And these 5 people should be retained for a period of 6 months. Means like till January 2026, the employer has to retain all these 5 employees till January 2026. Okay. See, for example, if their salary is 1 lakh per month, okay. So what is the maximum? What is the maximum benefit the employer they can gain by recruiting these all 5 people and whose salary is 1 lakh per month? Okay, so this the below slide, I mean, you can find out what is the maximum benefit they can reap by having by recruiting this number of employees. So one is after completing 1 month, with 1 month for all these 5 employees, they'll receive 15,000. Okay, after 6 months, they receive 90,000. Okay, and after completion of 1 year, 1,80,000, and after 2 years period, 3,60,000. Okay, so what you have to make note of it is, see, this is by seeing this we can see it's very fascinating, and the employer, I mean, obviously they feel happy to see this much of incentive from the government. Okay, the one crucial part what we have to understand is the recruitment should happen in a continuous manner. Okay, so as I told you, in the month of August we have to recruit, the employer has to ensure at least 5. So 250 plus 5, it becomes 255. Okay, and the next month, okay, from the 255, they should recruit at next five people. Okay, that, I mean, you should not, I mean, the recruitment should not replace the existing job. Okay, it should give additional employment. Okay, so that is the point we have to make note of it. And this slide will help us to understand for those organization which has got less than 50. Okay, so for example, as on July, they have a strength of about 40 employees, means in the month of August, they have to recruit at least 2 employees, additional employees. Okay, and the retention period and the rest of the conditions are same. Okay, and say, for example, the recruited 2 employees, if the salary is 1 lakh per month, means what is the likely benefit they will receive is, after the 1 month period, they will receive 6,000, and after 6 months, they 36,000, and for 1 year, 72,000, and 2 years, 1,44,000. Okay, same goes. The condition same is same. Okay, the recruitment should happen in a sustained manner. And coming to the manufacturing setup. Okay, so here for the manufacturing setup, the rest of the conditions remain same. The only thing is the benefit period is extended further for 2 years period. Okay, so if you could look at the slide in the below, for after completing 3 years, so for example, for the organization which has got 250 headcount, they have to recruit 5 employees, and after the completing the 6 months retention period, and if their salary is 1 lakh per month, means what is the benefit they receive after the 3 years of period for all these 5 employees? 5,40,000. Okay, so and after completion of 4 years, they receive a maximum of 7,20,000. Okay, see, you have to make note of it. So I'm saying, I'm giving a basic, what do you say, that an example of headcount of 5. Okay, not necessary that employer has to restrict only to the 5. If there is a necessity, they can go for 10 or 15 or whatever the headcount they wish to have as per their requirement. Okay, the minimum threshold limit is 5. Okay, and for those manufacturing sectors which has a headcount of less than 50, so example, as on July, they have 40, means they have to recruit at least 2 people in the month of August. Okay, they have to retain till January 2026 to be eligible for receiving the incentive. And for the employee, if they are having a salary of 1 lakh per month, it means what is the maximum benefit they can, what do you say, that avail after the completion of 3 years is 2,16,000. Okay, and after completing 4 years period, 2,88,000 is the maximum they can receive. Okay, so I'm giving just an example of 2. As I told you, you can recruit more than that also. If you recruit more than that, you likely to receive more benefit from the government. Okay, so ultimately, see, government has got a budget also, so they have to they will, the incentive will be provided based on the budget that has been fixed actually. Okay, so how to reap the benefit from the scheme? Okay, so one is the scheme is motivating all the freshers in the market to apply for the job. Okay, and they are being ensured, I mean, ensured that their job will be retained at least for a specific period of time, and simultaneously they are provided with the social security benefits. Okay, so what happens is, if more number of freshers is being recruited, ultimately the internship program also will get increased. Okay, so we have seen that to receive this incentive, the freshers has to go through this, that financial literacy program. Okay, so this program will inculcate a savings habit among the freshers. Okay, so that is the aim of the government aims to inculcate the savings habit among the youths. Okay, so as you can see, that portion of the incentive is also being retained. Okay, it has been put in the deposit. So this kind of activity will inculcate a habit of savings, savings habit among the youths. Okay. And coming to the Part B scheme, okay, so here, see, the ultimatum is to create n number of jobs by the employers, okay, with a different skill set and different job skill set requirement. So once this kind of job is being created by the employer, it motivates the freshers to apply for the jobs, okay. And once the employer is on a continuous mode of recruitment, they are being motivated with a incentive, okay. And especially as I told you, the government is giving much more focus on the manufacturing sector. So that's why they have given extended period of benefit. Okay. And moreover, as I told you, the employer, they can receive the incentive when the salary varies. Okay. So they can receive a variable incentive as per the salary that is being given to the employee. And moreover, say the attrition rate will be kept on control. The employer can have a control on the attrition rate because this incentive encourages the employer to retain the new joiner. Okay, so these are all the benefits which the scheme brings to the employer. Okay, so what is the final note I just want to say is whatever we have discussed so far, whatever we have seen in the previous slide, it is based on the cabinet approval. Okay, so it is a press information from the cabinet, union cabinet. Okay, so we have to wait for the PF to release or to notify the scheme. Okay, so that notification will help us to understand what is the procedural part we have to follow to avail the scheme. Okay, so next we'll have a glimpse of the key update for the month of July 2025. I'm discussing only the key updates. Okay, there are a number of key updates, but I'm discussing only the key updates. So we just have a glimpse of that one. Okay. So we had the government, they have launched this spree scheme also under the ESA. What is spree scheme? It is a special scheme to promote registration of employers and employees under the ESA Act. So the scheme was already launched, but they are relaunching the scheme this year also. So why? Because there are n number of employers who are, though they are eligible or they are they are under the scope of the ESA Act, they found that there are n number of employers they found to be not registered on the ESA Act. So they, to encourage all those employers and even to provide benefits all the employees, the government has brought in this the SPREEM scheme to employees to get registered. Okay, all the non-eligible employers to get registered. So the objective of the scheme is to make the employers voluntarily registered under the scheme. Okay, so what this scheme is very sketchy that there is no penalty for the employers. You see, as I told you, though the employers, they are found eligible as per the scope of the act, they wouldn't have been registered so far. Okay, so to make them understand that there won't be any penalty for the previous period, the previous compliance period, there won't be any penalty, will be leewed to the employer if they get registered under the scheme. Okay, so once this is being registered, this scheme will reach, we will have a wide reach. Okay, so all the employees, whether they are temporary, casual, all the employees will be get benefited by this scheme, registering under the scheme. Okay. What is the objective? So as I told you, all the unregistered employers, they can get registered on all the eligible employees. Though the employees, they found eligible to enroll under the scheme, under the ESI, but they won't be enrolled so far. So for them, it will be benefit for them to avail this opportunity and make use of them. So like contractual employees, temporary employees, they can make use of this scheme currently. Okay, so how the scheme works? Okay, so all the unregistered establishment or factories or the employees, when I say employees, it includes the contractor also. Okay, they can get registered digitally. Okay, so they can simply log into the portal and they can get registered in the ESA. Okay, and registration is valid from the date they declare that we have complied, we have registered under the ESA Act. So from the date of registration, this becomes valid. Okay, so the contribution and the benefit rights starts right from once they have registered under the ESI. And as I told you, there is no retrospective contribution is required. Okay, so the period which is before the registration period, they don't have to contribute towards ESI for the previous period in a retrospective manner. Okay, and moreover, nobody can ask or nobody can demand for records, the past records for scrutinizing. Okay, so this is the what do you say, the benefit of having the scheme. So the registration is what are the key features of this free? Okay, so the registration is very simple. Okay, and the registration is valid from the date the employer gets declared, and their employer is being protected from the liabilities, legal liabilities for the past period. So these are the key features which this free has. And the most benefit is like this benefit, the health benefit will reach out to the wide number of employees. Okay, so all type of employees will be having access to this health benefits provided under this ESI. And who can benefit? So who can make this opportunity at the right time is like the employers who are having 10 or more employees and who are being located in the ESI covered area and they have not yet registered, they can make use of this benefit. Okay, and for those employees, once they get registered under this ESI, so they will receive medical benefit for self and their family members also. Okay, and at the time of sickness and maternity, or at the time of any injury at the workplace, or even death, they can receive cash benefits. Okay, so that is very beneficial for the employees. And once they start having this benefit, this is a long-term health and a social security for the employees. So how to get registered under the scheme? Okay, the government has given two links. One is the ESIC portal, and one is through Shram Suvidha portal, they can get registered under the scheme. Okay, so they will ask for a few list of documents wherein you have to upload all the documents, and based on the details you fill in this portal, it will say that how much fee you have to pay for, and after remitting the fee, you can you can get the registration and you can start contributing from the next month onwards. Okay, so this is we have come to the end of this key updates. So now before going in for question and answer session, I would like to have the participants to answer the poll. Okay, so this will enable us to understand how far this session is helpful for the participants. Okay, I request all the participants to participate in this poll. So this will help us to understand how far it is beneficial. Divya? Yeah.
It's already launched.
Yeah, I've got it. Yeah.
Hi all, if you have any questions, kindly put it up on chat box. We will answer parallelly.
Shall we end the poll?
Let's wait
Thank you.
for
Thank
1
you.
hour.
Yeah. Okay. So I request all the participants, those who raise the questions, please post your questions in the chat box. I'll go through, I'll read all the questions. Okay, so we'll answer the questions, whatever the questions you have regarding the sessions we had today. Yeah. Thank you all. Thank you all for participating in this poll. So we are very active in the social platform of LinkedIn, YouTube, and log. We have our own log. Okay. Okay, we'll start with the question answer. So I'm happy that most of you are happy with the session. And if you would like to have any, what do you say, that changes which from our end, you can just all share that. Thank you. Can we go to the question answer session? You can post your questions in the question box. Yeah.
Ma'am, you can start with the question and answers.
Yeah, please. Yeah. Okay, so this is a question from Lata. 1 minute, I'll just. Okay, so this is from Lata Swaminathan. Okay, so your question is new employees to be added every month or once added is also enough? Yeah, see, the recruitment also should happen continuously. It's in a sustained manner. Okay, so that is very important to receive the incentive on a sustained basis. Okay. One minute. If the base, okay, this question is from Subramanian. Okay, if the base count is 50, then minimum 2. If more than 50, then minimum 5. New hires should be there for at least 6 months. It is okay. So if the base count is 50, then minimum 2. If more than 50, then minimum 5 new hires should be there for at least 6 months. It is the crux for the scheme. Yeah. Okay, you have answered this question. Okay, good. Okay, so this is question from Karthikeyan, whether addition of headcount also should be fresher employment or experienced candidate count to be considered? Yeah, good question. Not necessary that they have to be fresher. They can be an experienced, what do you say, that employee also. I think Subramaniam has answered all these questions. Okay, fine. Question from Lata. First time PF enrollment is a must or already covered with PF and they got appointment with a new company can also get this benefit. Means like, see, for the scheme A, this they have to be a fresher. Okay, no doubt about that. Okay, they have to be, that should be the first time employment. Service sector companies, again, this question is from Lata. Okay, service sector companies like manpower consulting companies or outsourcing companies are creating multiple challans to pay PF as per the client's requirement. Will it be possible to get this benefit if we create multiple challans? No, what is the challans has got to do? The scheme is essentially to provide employment opportunities. Okay, so if you recruit people, based on your headcount, in addition, like 2 or 5, you are eligible to receive the incentive based on how long you retain that employee. Okay, 6 months at least. Sanjit Kumar, I have multiple queries from employee point of view and employer point of view as well. Can I have an email ID? Okay, you can send your queries to the sales team. Okay, and this is from Sujina John. Okay, is this benefit applicable for apprentice regarding, I mean, registered through NATS? Okay, see, the simple, okay, they should not be, there are few apprentices where they can be provided with the PF benefit. Okay, so if their nature of work is similar to such of a full-time employee, obviously they are being considered as an employee and they are being provided with the PF benefits. For those apprentices who are already being registered and they have the UAN means, definitely they are not eligible to receive this benefit. Okay. And question is from Litan Shah. Okay, can we have the specific illustration on ELI case study flows As you shared this, shared with the scheme features for ready reference. Okay, I think you can send a request. Okay, please request you take questions directly. Yeah, if you want to ask any questions, you can ask. Okay? This is from Pranesh. Ours is a manufacturing company which has huge fluctuations in manpower requirements. So if we are not able to recruit employees in the following month, what will be the consequence? Good question. See, the government has clearly mentioned that the recruitment activity should be in continuous manner. Okay, so only then you will receive the incentive. So that is why, see, when you say that there is a manpower requirement, that's why you are being encouraged or you are being motivated to recruit the freshers also, right? So that is the ultimate aim of the scheme. Do contract, this question is from Soumya, okay. Do contract employees are eligible for this benefit? Means like which benefit you're asking, whether is it under ELI or ESI? Soumya, can you unmute and speak? The contract employees are eligible for this benefit. We are asking for under which scheme you're asking? Okay, we'll go to the next one. The bill is not passed. Yes, obviously. We are, as I told you, we are waiting for the notification from the PF. Okay, so once the notification comes, we'll get more clarity how this scheme is being executed. Okay, this question is from Santosh. Okay, scheme B, eligible employees. He has got two questions. Question one, scheme B, eligible employees amount will be released on the monthly or one time. It is monthly basis. Okay. What and how this finance literacy program designed? See, we also don't aware of it. What is the program? So once the what is it? The PF authority they launch in the portal, we'll get to know what is the program and how it is being designed with. I have multiple. This is from Sanjeev Kumar. I have multiple queries from employee point of view. Okay, please you can send your queries through mail. Okay, so if new employee left job before 6 months, this question is from Raju. If new employee left job before 6 months, then employer will get benefit or not? No, employer won't get benefit. Okay, so again, Santosh, any tentative timelines when we get the procedural notification from government? We cannot say anything about what government is going to say. Okay, so once they give notification, we can have a discussion on the same. Sneha, whether incentive benefit to the employer will continue for 2 or 4 years if the employees leave the organization after 6 months. Yes, it is continuous. Okay, so this procedural, these kind of gray areas, no, the once the PF notified, then only we'll get to know, have the clarity. Okay. Does it have connect with the NATS and NAPS? Yeah, if you recruit people, those who have completed under NAPS and NAPS means you don't, what do you say that? Obviously, they are already trained and you can usually engage them and you can retain them for a longer period. Okay. But I don't think any connection between this or that. Okay, so please don't assume. Nowhere they have mentioned about this NATS and NAPS in the scheme. Okay. Raju Makpana, what employer needs to do to get this benefit? As I told, they should fulfill all the criteria which has been told. They have to retain the employee at least for 6 months period, and they should continuously recruit. Okay, based on the baseline head count, like whether they have more than 50 or less than 50. Please share the guidelines process to be followed for ELI registration. Yeah. It is in bill phase. Yeah, correct. If current employee, this is questions from Raghavendra. If current employee strength is 1,000, and if we 10 in August, then we get benefit for 10 employees. In case headcount goes down from 10,000 to 900, and then if we fill replacement of 100, will we get the benefit of no? This scheme is not for any replacement. This is for additional job. Okay. So someone is requesting for open audio direct interactions. Yes. Sanjit, yeah, Sanjit, you keep on posting the same question. I am skip this. Okay, this is from Sneha. Whether employer need to communicate to EPFO separately as and when there is a new hire. See, good question. See, we are filing the monthly returns, right? So wherein you clearly mention about the new joinees also, the date of hiring and all, everything will be there. Okay, the point here is you have to be, I mean, the compliance should be perfect. Okay, the remittance should happen on time. Okay. Manushri, how would we come to know this is approved and we can start it? Means your question is not clear, Manushri. Can you be very clear? Like, what is it? How would we come to know that this is approved and we can start? See, that's why I told you, I think you're asking about whether the scheme is approved and we can start implementing. Yeah, as I told you, this is a press information note and the PF, we are waiting for the PF to notify. Okay, once that is done with, we can start, obviously. This is from Rohan. I have one question for blue collar employees. Yes, as you know, they switch their jobs in a month of 2 to 4 months. So in this case, in any there are any solutions to not generate the UAN? No, you have to sincerely follow the advice or the guidelines as given. Okay. And again from Raju, how employer will get benefit amount in which account? Yeah, as I told you, the account should be linked with the PAN. So directly the benefit goes to that account. I think Subramaniam has answered all these questions. Okay, can we get this presentation? Yeah, please. Whether Sneha, whether incentive to the employer will be given only after the completion of 5 new hires and also after these 5 new hires complete 6 months period. If no, then from when the payment will start? As I told you, see, from you're recruiting 5 people in the month of August. Okay, so they have to complete that retention period of 6 months. That as I told you, January 2026, the retention period will get completed. So once that is being completed, the employer can start receiving the benefit for all these 5 newly recruited employees. Again, question from Sneha, whether employer has to submit a company PAN linked account separately or will it be considered based on the details provided under the employer details? Yeah, if you have already have that, you can use the same account can be used for crediting the term. See, all these details, nowhere they have mentioned in this thing. Okay, we have to wait till the PF notification. So until then, we have to few things we have to. It is in the gray area. Okay, so we'll get the clarity once the PF notifies it. It is from Nupur. If the new joinee is not a fresher but is adding to the headcount of the, as I told you, whether it is a fresher or experienced, it is irrelevant. Okay, it is a simple thing. You have to recruit additional number of employees. Praveen Arod, continuous recruitment, does it mean for continuous 2 years for 6 months or for 6 months only? No, it is for the continuous period. You have the benefit period of 2 years, right? It should be in a continuous manner. See, the ultimate, as I told you in the beginning of the session, the government aims to create 3.5 crore jobs in a span of 2 years period. Unless you people, the employer create additional number of employment on monthly basis, these number of the 3.4 crore numbers cannot be reached. So that's why the government is encouraging the employers with the scheme. Sanjit Kumar, is there any timeline to complete the financial literacy program? Yeah, as I told you, once after completing the 12 months period from the date of joining, to avail the second installment, they have to complete this literacy program. Okay. So this is from Litan Shah. Can also share once again payment structure of scheme A. So you want to see the scheme structure? Okay, we'll see. From Patil, should the installment amounts be equal across all 3 installments? See, that's why it's not clear. The question for your first question, should the installment amount be equal across all 3 installments? Not necessary. Okay, so we have to wait for the notification. How much amount is being, or how much percentage of the incentive amount will be paid at the first installment and in the second installment, and what is the portion that will be retained as a fixed deposit? We have to wait and see. How should incentives be determined for an employee with a monthly wage of 50,000? You are asking for the incentive as per the scheme A or scheme B. If it is scheme A, the maximum cap is 15,000. Okay, if it is under scheme B, that is for the employer, it is, I mean, as per the EPF wage. Okay, I clearly told as per the EPF wage, you will receive the benefit. If the employer is ineligible for the scheme, can the employee still receive the incentive? See, in what way you're saying that employer is ineligible? Means like they are not registered under the EPF. If they are not registered under the EPF, they won't receive the benefits. Okay, this one from Santosh, case one, criteria for getting benefit is for 6 months continuous service, but how they will release past 1 month service or after enrollment, need more clarification. How they will release post 1 month service or after enrollment, need more clarification. See, that's what I told you, we need to have the clarity once the PF, how the fund is being dispersed right after completion of 6 months retention period. And I think the question is repeated again and again, NATS and NAPS. No, there is no relation between ELA and NATS and NAPS. This is from Puvili. Hi, ma'am. Is there any age limit to qualify an employee as a fresher under the ELI scheme? For instance, would someone transitioning from running a business to farm? Very good question. Okay. See, simple. Okay. This is the for the fresher, it should be a first employment. Okay. And the first time they are going to generate UN for that particular employee. So that is the basic thing that has been given. Okay. There is no age limit and all has been described so far. Santosh, where we will get the eligible employee details separately in the PF portal? Means I don't understand, Santosh. Where will we get the eligible employee details separately in the PF portal? Means like, see, you're filing the monthly returns, right? So those employees, you will be mentioning the date of joining, right? Since from which date they are in the enrollment. Based on that, you will start receiving the benefit once after the retention period. Is 3,000 per month per employee? No, see, the maximum slab is 1 lakh. If they receive between 20,000 to 1 lakh, means maximum benefit they will receive is 3,000 per month. Okay, Karthikeyan, manufacturing company is eligible for 4 years incentive benefit. Whether employers need to add 5 minimum count in a month up to, yes, exactly. If you want to receive that incentive in a sustained manner, you have to recruit people. Praveen, suppose my experienced employees leaves and replaced with the fresher, whether company still will be eligible for the scheme. See, don't confuse yourself. Okay, as far as the employer is concerned, it is whether they are fresher or they are experienced, it is irrelevant. Okay, it is just simple additional recruitment of employees. That's it. If you reach that minimum cap, you will obviously eligible to receive the incentive. This scheme, this is from Raju. This scheme is voluntary, whether we want to avail it or not, it's up to the employer. Means, are you asking for the spree or are you asking for the ELI? If it is spree, see, the thing is, the government is, if this question is under spree, means obviously the government is giving a very good opportunity for the employer to get registered without any penalties for the non-compliance period. Okay, the employer can make you utilize of this scheme without any, they can protect from the legal liabilities. Okay, and this is from Sri Vardhini. Is trainees are also included in this scheme? Means, see, when you say scheme, we have discussed two, okay, ELI and spree. You can be very, very clear on that, whether it is ELI or spree. Nitya, if an experienced candidate already have a UN where he have worked with 2 more companies previously, he is no, obviously fresher only eligible. Okay. Okay, this is from Raghavendra. If the replacement is with the fresher, okay, if the replacement is with fresher first-time employment, will we get benefit? Yes, you can get benefit. See, sorry, not for replacement. Not for replacement. It is only for the additional employment. Okay. See, for example, I have 100 employees. Okay. So what I'm supposed to do to receive the incentive, I have to recruit 5 more employees. Okay. The next month, what happens is I have recruited, my strength has got increased to 105. What happens in the month of end of August, what happens is 10 employees, they have resigned. Means from the 105, 10 has gone out. Okay. The 10, has to be replaced. It is not an additional recruitment. You are replacing the 10 that has left. So you won't get any additional incentive for them for the replacement. Who will? If a person has worked previously but never contributed to EPF in their earlier organization and joins us now as a new EPFO member, would they still qualify as a fresher? Good question. But there should be some validation of whether the employee, see, this scheme is ultimately to motivate the fresher. Okay, it's not for what do you say that a previously employed person. It is to create new jobs and create job opportunities for the freshers. Okay, so that is the ultimatum of the scheme. So I don't think so. People who have already employed, but that would be a non-compliance if the member is already eligible for the EPF and they have not contributed to the PF and they come and join in your company as a fresher, that is totally offensive.
Pramila, here the situation is employee would have joined, maybe would have worked in a company where they are not eligible for EPF. They may be less than 20 employees. So he would have worked in those kind of companies and joining here with EPF benefits. In this case, they are eligible for the benefit because they are the first time they are contributed to EPF.
Correct. The thing is like they have not contributed PF so far. Okay, so that they don't have any UAN so far. Okay, so obviously this is the first time if their UAN is being created. Of course, they are eligible, but in the scheme, nowhere it has been mentioned like that. Okay, that the scheme doesn't refer anything like if they are previously employed or if they are not being covered under the PF. See, for exempted establishment, if the same goes for if the employee has worked in an exempted establishment, obviously he is eligible for it. Okay,
Yes.
so this clarity we will get once the PF notifies clearly. Okay. Raj, okay, same. You check this. Okay, fine. So any other questions? Is trainees also included in the scheme? Vardhini, you're asking to the ELI scheme. Yes, obviously trainees is also included. Sorry, not trainees. Sorry, you're asking for the apprentice, right? Means interns you're asking. Interns are not employees. Okay, they don't come under the definition of employees, so they are not eligible. Okay. If this question is from Patil, if the employer is unable to recruit 5 employees and thus becomes ineligible for the scheme, will the employee still be entitled to receive the benefits? See, look at the scheme in different perspective. One is from the employee perspective, one is from the employer perspective. From the employer perspective, if the employee continue to work in the same organization for a period more than 6 months period, obviously he will receive the incentive. Okay. Fine. So shall we end this session? Thank you all for participating. So good questions. So if you still have any questions, you can write to the mail ID given. And a few people, they have asked for this, what do you see, the scheme details. We'll see. Yeah, Divya, can we close the session?
Yes, ma'am, we can.
Thank you all. Thank you all. Thank you so much.